What's up, Trevor and Stan and Art and James and everybody who's joining? We're going to get started in a couple minutes. We'll let as many people catch up as possible. We're going to talk a little bit about marketing today, our second installment this month of live training that we're going to be doing more of. So hang tight. Once we get more people in, we'll get rolling. We'll get started. Thanks for joining, and a few more minutes, we'll be rolling. Art, the new design looks awesome, brother. You and Mike killed it. Good stuff. What's up, Travis? How's things going, brother? Hope that visit to the doctor's worked out well. All right, so I'm going to shut this off. Let's just get started. I'm sure some people will be joining us as we get along the way and we stay on here for a little while longer. But I got a bunch of stuff I'd love to cover and review and go through. I'd like today to be interactive, so we'll go through like we did, like if you were on my call last week when we talked about some sales stuff or some expert strategies in the home. We're going to talk a little bit about marketing today. We're going to wrap it up in a nice little five things that you need to be considering, and we'll build it into a little checklist for you to help yourself with some marketing. But I just want it to be a little interactive. So if you guys can offer some of the stuff, if it makes sense, give me some big nuggets and stuff that you're coming away with. For those of you who don't know me as well as some of the people like Jason Cummins, Trevor's on here, Travis, guys that and Art, and guys that are in my group, Stan, people that I've met and talked to, just like to tell you a little bit about who I am and how I get to be on the live feed today and talk to you. I am the director here at CEO Warrior. I've been with Mike and Rob for a little over 6 years, and most of you know Mike and Rob exited their service company about a year and almost 2 months now, and I was the director of sales over there, so handling all the in-home sales, outbounding, all the install functions, as well as the retail relationships and stuff like that. So I'm not going to dive crazy into who I am, but for those of you who don't know me and listen to this later, or I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you or have a conversation with you, I think it's important that you know a little bit about me, some credentials about why I get to be able to talk to you about this, and obviously being able to work with Mike and Rob for 6 years, some of that stuff washes off and their wisdom washes onto me. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about 5 factors that determine when a customer will hire you or your competitor. And so we're going to approach that from a marketing standpoint, but we're going to talk about some basic things. And obviously in our Warrior group, we dive pretty deep in some of the stuff, and we have one-on-ones and we have other things to accommodate that. But today I'm going to give you a little overview and then hopefully you'll leave with a little bit of a checklist. So when you are building out a marketing piece, you'll have some things to think about, and hopefully this will get you to think in a little different manner and produce some results that maybe you haven't seen before. And so there are really 5 factors that determine whether or not the customer will hire you. And if we can just master one key point in this process that the customer dives into, if you could just master that from a marketing standpoint, I think that you will be a lot more successful. You'll win more bids than you'll lose, if you will. Look, the process is super simple. We all go through it when we buy anything. If we're going to buy a car, if we're going to buy windows, siding, roofing, if we're going to buy clothing, all that stuff, we're going to come up with the fact that we have a want or a need. Generally, with most of us who are in our profession, in the service world, there's a need to get something repaired. There may be a want to improve your bathroom. There may be something of super urgency that is an immediate need, and so there may be a little bit of a different strategy with that. That's the first thing. There's a want or a need that they have, and then the customer is going to decide who to hire to fulfill that need or want. That's stage 2, and then stage three is to literally just purchase that product or service in most of our cases moving forward. So those are simple process. We all roll through it when we buy stuff. We have a want or a need. We kind of evaluate who we want to do that, and then we just simply purchase it. That generally describes a purchasing process for most people, for most things that we buy in today's world. But in some industries, like the service industry, there's a little bit of some sub steps in number two. And step number two in the service world, some people will look at either, they'll go on, like traditionally, if we went back 20 years, people were looking in the phone book, they're flipping pages, they're looking at the ad, they're feeling comfortable about what they're reading, they determine they're going to call you. In today's world, obviously, they're pulling out their cell phone, they're looking at some things. Maybe it's someone that they know has had that work done, they go ask questions. I mean, bottom line is they're going to look at some marketing material and or they're going to collect estimates, right? Pretty typically in our world, that's what happens. I'm going to look at marketing material. If I don't have a relationship with a plumber, I'm going to look at some marketing material. If I don't have an HVAC guy, pest control, whatever it is, I'm going to look at a bunch of different things. I'm going to get a feel for that. And then I may actually have a couple people come out. I'll collect some estimates. I'll feel comfortable. And generally, that's going to lead to them making a critical decision. So now I'm not going to talk about how to overcome all that other stuff. I'm going to talk to how to get them attracted to your company and really, really feel like, you know, you have some control in that. Because I think generally from a service standpoint, a service company standpoint, a lot of people think that they don't have much control, that the consumer is going to determine some things. They're going to look at their process, that they're going to kind of evaluate some marketing pieces that are out there, but probably word of mouth is the most powerful. And then they're going to just make some critical decisions over that. But you don't have a little bit of control. You have some control here. If you go through these five strategies or factors that we're going to talk about, you're going to improve the control that you have there. So what you should be doing is you should be asking, and this goes with any marketing piece you guys put together. So if it's direct marketing, if it's on your web page, if it's social media ad, if it's a paid ad or non-paid ad, what you should ask, there should be a question that you ask. And what qualities are the customers looking for when deciding who a service company, which service company they should hire, I should say. And so what are the qualities they are looking for? And there should be some things that determine those qualities, and pretty typically we'll talk about the 5 most common, and that's based on our experience, what we've done to elevate our marketing, and how we pretty typically introduce marketing to our existing clients, new clients that we were looking for, or just our general marketing package all over. And so we're going to talk about these 5 components and we put into every marketing piece so we can win more business from the competitor. And so let's just roll right into it. And so the very first one, obviously, is value. And so pretty typical buzzword in our industry. And, you know, all these guys, all these, all your bosses, if you're in the field, you know, they're telling you if you don't deliver value, people won't buy. If you don't present value, people won't take advantage of you. I mean, look, bottom line is customers just want to know that the things that you provide will offer value to them. Now, what does that mean? There's a bunch of different industries that value is perceived way differently. If I go into Nordstrom, the value that I'm going to be provided is way different than if I go into Walmart. And so what do I mean by that? Like if I go into Nordstrom's, there's some exclusivity, right? There's some things that they sell that other people just don't. There's some quality brands, some quality merchandise, and the personal service or the personal touch that they put on those things, it's a different type of value, and a different customer will resonate to that. Now, if I'm a Walmart shopper, the value for me may be bottom line, might be, look, I can buy these batteries at Walmart for $3.99. Everybody else has them for $8.99. I go to Walmart. Recognize that your marketing needs to show you and provide a lot of that value for your customer. So whether or not you're a exclusive type kind of service you're offering, or real personal touch service, or if you're looking for a frequency buy and maybe a lower end value, maybe a budget customer is who you're going for, there's a way to market to that. Or maybe you're maybe you're like Gold Medal. You had something for everybody. So we had high-end clients and we had people that were budget-oriented, and we could offer them everything. Our marketing material, bottom line, needs to show people that. needs to express the value. And the value could come in many things, right? It could be what type of product we sell. So if you are, let's just say that you are, going to do window treatments, that high-end window treatment, you're going to present the name brand in that offer. Or if you're going to sell low-end treatments, it's all about the budget, the ease of the spend. And so recognize however you portray that in your marketing, that's one thing that people are looking at, and that's value. And that goes throughout the whole sale process. But value is number one. It always is, whether it's a sales process, whether it is your marketing process, or start to finish both. So always consider value to be the first. So let's walk in. And as we go along, if you guys hear something that makes sense, pop it out there. If there's some things that you wanted to have, maybe you had a critical question on something you may be dealing with that's relevant to this topic, pop it out there. Or if you just think that some of these things make sense, throw it out there and say, whatever you feel, whatever you're feeling at the time. So let's walk into the second component of this experiment. And really what it is simplicity, right? And so people or customers, they're super, super busy today, and they don't want to jump through hoops to acquire a service company, to acquire to be able to purchase something. They don't want to have an arduous process. Meaning, if I had to go on your site to book a call and go through all this detailed, here's who I am, here's where I live, all this stuff, if I had to go do other things, or if I called your thing, your business, and then I had got rerouted to a call center that had to leave a message to wait for a call. Look, all that is not simple. And simplicity of the transaction is what people need today. And so, look, we know today when people tell us, when you go online, and I don't know the exact details or the exact data, right? But people go online to search something. If they don't get immediate gratification, what happens? They jump off, they go somewhere else. And so recognize simplicity, right? We want to visualize a return on the time for the client. If we can present simplicity in our marketing, and we kind of overlay our marketing piece so we can intrigue them with, this is simple for us, we understand it, we have the ability, it'll be something that people will absolutely take advantage of. And so your marketing should show how simple it should be, right? Show the ease of dealing with us. Speak to how many times you've done that type of project. So let's say you were going to market for bathroom, let's say it's bathroom remodel. Let's say you guys do one-day bath remodel and you wanted to market that to people, whether or not it's aging in place or whether or not it's just beautifying a antiquated bathroom. So we want to talk about how many of those we've done, how easy it is to come in and out of your house. It's a one-day bath remodel, or maybe it's a 1.5-day bath remodel. Speak to how the ease of that. When you talk to the simplicity or the return on time, I think a one-day bath remodel is really easy for you to kind of get a grasp on. If you could market that we could get in and out of your home, beautify it, update it, and be done, how much does that matter to you, right? And obviously, if you had 1 or 2 bathrooms, that's going to make a big deal. So if you had 2, maybe not as big, but if you had 1, it's imperative that you're in and out, right? So speak to that. Simplicity, return on time. So number three would be speed. The speed in which the customers want what they want, right? We know in today's world, people, when they want stuff, when they go to a store, how many times, and everybody just give me a thumbs up if this has happened to you, right? How many times have you been in a store and you're in line, let's just say, I don't know, let's pick Starbucks, because probably every one of us have been in a Starbucks at one time in our life. And so let's say we were in a Starbucks and we're in line, and the people behind the counter are slower than normal or inundated with a lot more work, and there's those 2 people in line that are like, ugh. They're sighing, they're frustrated, they're saying things out loud that is getting like, it's kind of like that bee's nest mentality, right? Everybody's got this, oh my Christ, they're bringing the room, they're sucking the life out of the room. And so it's that speed in which people want it, right? People have an expectation that I want a cup of coffee, I want it now, this is what I want, boom, 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 and roll through it. So consider speed. Look, customers want what they want, and they want it right now. It's just what the world tells us. They don't want to wait. And then they don't want to be kept in the dark on how long it would take. So let's say we were an electrician, right? And we had to do a service upgrade. And pretty typically, we want to secure the job, and our marketing never speaks to how long typical job like that takes, never talks to how we would get in and out of the home, what kind of invasiveness that would be to them and their lifestyle. Look, we have to speak to it. And so from a marketing standpoint, we should recognize that speed is something that's super, super important. And in today's world, there are a lot of people that just have an understanding that they're going to want it one way, whether it's the way you do it or not. And if your market or your message out to your clients or potential clients speaks to how you can get in and out of the home and give them look, we want them to understand and show them how quickly we can react and how efficient we can be, and make sure that that message is followed up with. We never cut corners. It's something we've done over and I mean, look, if I was to tell you that I've served over 125,000 clients in the state of New Jersey in the last 8 years, and I've done anything from HVAC, from electric and plumbing, I'm pretty sure you have an understanding that speed is something I'm probably really good at. If I had 200 employees and I spoke to that, I'm pretty sure that you're not going to have to wait 4 weeks for me to start that service repair. So our marketing should speak to the speed in which we have the ability to serve our clients. And so that's why speed, number 3, obviously one of the components that we're going to speak about, speed. And speed can be a dangerous term, right? And so in your marketing, for you to recognize speed is imperative, but it's how you speak to it. It's how many have we done? We've done this many, many times. We have the guys that are highly skilled, that have 50 years of experience doing this work combined, and they can get in and out and be as least invasive. Just recognize that's something that you need to speak to. And then you have to make sure that they understand that you do it because in a expedient way, because of our efficiencies and our training, and that we never cut corners and we never compromise anything. So it's super important that we recognize that. Cool. So some of the things that we're talking about here, and while I got some people in here who I don't recognize some names, although tons of people that I recognize. Don's on here. What's up, Don? Jeff, you've joined us up. James is here. Diego, we always see Diego popping in. Gabe Wade, Mr. Gabe Wade is in the house. Ruben's on. Corey's here. So it's good to see all these people. Some people I don't know. Wanted to let you know that we have Service Business Edge coming up October 23rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. We have Jay Abraham coming. We have Mike McAllowitz coming. And we actually have our remote team coming to speak as well. So we have some really great speakers coming to our event. We have, some of the guys who have been on Service Business Edge, or have come to Service Business Edge that are here, if you could just drop in that comment box, some of the just 1, 2, 3 words of what it meant to you, some of the power that comes from that event. We have that available coming up in October. We're kind of wrapping it up, closing it up in the next week or so. And so I think that if you get out to Caroline's on here today, or if you hit me up at my email address, and I will put that out here for everybody, you can pop all that stuff out there, and we'll be able to give you a real overview of what you can expect at SBE, what we can offer, and some of the specials that we have going on to get you here. Look, we are the best coaching and training organization in the planet, and our mission is to change it for everybody, right? To help every business owner with the pain of what that look and feels like. And look, bottom line is we do this because we have a real passion for it. We're experts in the service industry. We have 5 amazing master advisors, along with a team of employees that work here and remotely, that are never compromised in how we approach our clients and how we approach people like this on Warrior Global. Like simply Warrior Global, right? We want all these people to share ideas. We love to be able to do these live trainings. It's kind of new to us. I love it because I get to see and speak to you guys. You guys get a little feel for who I am, who a lot of guys may not know me, because I do a lot of the coaching with our existing coaching clients. And so to get out on this platform and meet people and hear some of the things that that you guys struggle with and hear and help you guys along the way, it's super awesome. And so if you have the opportunity and time to come to Service Business Edge, I will tell you it will be simply life-changing for you, from the speakers that speak, from listening to Mike and his ability to transform you over the days. I get to do some content teaching. Mike's partner, Rob, speaks and talks about some content. And then Denise and Larry, who are my other master advisors that work with me on a day-to-day basis in coaching, we all get an opportunity to speak and talk to you about real concepts. Not only that, at the end of Service Business Edge, we give you a 90-day roadmap that you can take back to your company, and you can absolutely implement and get things rolling at a speed in which, quite frankly, you're not going to find anywhere else. And every strategy we talk about, kind of like this strategy here, and we dive a lot deeper than this stuff, guys. We're kind of going over surface stuff. And look, if you ever needed a strategy call, I'd be welcome to that. You just have to reach out to me personally. But this is the kind of stuff that we will dive deep into in our trainings. And, just really fantastic stuff to think about. If you have an opportunity to come to Service Business Edge, come to Service Business Edge. And if you hit up Caroline with a private message, or you hit Caroline at CEOwarrior.com. Caroline, you would put in phone number too as well, so everybody has it. If you have an opportunity, come to Service Business Edge. I can't really do it justice unless you were to be here, but I know some of the people that are on here can speak to that, and maybe they throw some other stuff out. So, all right, so we got a couple more things, and then I got a great summary for you guys. So let's go into the fourth quality that people look at when they're looking to when they're determining who to choose as a provider of service or to buy something from. And so number 4 is confidence. And I think that goes without saying, but sometimes we miss it in our marketing strategies, and sometimes we just don't think about it, right? Maybe there's a bit of arrogance. We've been doing this we've been in the industry forever, and we speak to some traditional type marketing. And I think, look, that's really a big thing. A lot of people that are out, that may be on this call, and some people out in obviously in our market. What's up, Fabio? And so Fabio knows he's in New Jersey. And so people in this market take the cookie cutter approach to marketing, right? What have I always done? What are they doing in the market? And then they just try to regurgitate it. And so taking these real qualities that people are looking at and implementing it into your marketing, it's super important that you do that. And so when you look at confidence is really, really, really important. And customers need to know that you'll be able to do the job, right? Bottom line is, how many times do you think, and you guys can put up a show of hands, or you guys can kind of let me know what you're thinking, but how many times do you think your expert went to the house and his body language or his literal words out of his mouth were, "Oh, this job is too big for us," or "Wow, I've never seen that before," or "Oh, I have to call someone. I'm not even sure this is something we can do." And so recognize, if you feel that or you've heard that, so has your client. And so when they're looking at marketing material and they're looking at picking that provider to give them to be able to satisfy that want or need, they're using those kind of conversations that are in their head. Either they're deep inside and it's just something they react to, or it's something that they're thinking about. They want to have marketing pieces that kind of assure them that they're not going to deal with that. They're not going to deal with a company that, "Hey, I'm coming to your house, but I'm not sure it's something I can do. Let me take a look at it." They don't want that. Time is money. People want to know that I'm going to deal with a company that speaks to my problem, knows my problem, is an expert at my problem, and can get me done in a timely manner with a simple understanding of what they're doing, and they're going to provide value based on what I do. And so super important that confidence comes into it. So look, when the customer knows you can accomplish the job, it will make it easy for transaction. They have to understand that whatever the solution they're looking for, the job that they're looking for you to do, whether it's Fabio here in New Jersey doing HVAC, whether it is Dave doing a bath remodel, or electric down in Virginia, or Diego down, I think, Diego, you're in Florida, right? So doing your work in Florida, or Josh, HVAC in Georgia. Look, you guys, the customer needs to know that you can solve their problem, provide a solution with ease, and you can have them understand it. And so when your confidence comes through in your marketing, there's a couple ways you can do that, right? And so obviously, presenting peace of mind in marketing is huge. So speak to your expertise. Provide a credibility of yourself. Why do you have the ability to do the job? Well, if I've served 125,000 clients in the state of New Jersey, and we're a 22-year company that has 200 employees, I'm pretty sure that that will speak to some of why they should have peace of mind dealing with me. Now, they may have some other thoughts on that kind of thing, but you need to speak to it from a confidence standpoint. Travis, if you are amazing at doing underground work, speak to the volume of underground work you've done. Speak to what you know. Maybe peace of mind and confidence comes from, if I'm selling HVAC equipment, and whether I'm a Goodman dealer or whether I'm a Lennox dealer or a Carrier dealer, I have had a relationship with Lennox for 22 years. I'm a premier dealer, and you can speak to all those things so the customer understands that your confidence can reflect the peace of mind and your ability to have expertise and the ease of which you can do the job. Because there's an ability the customer needs to know that you have. And so how many times and look, when you're a company of 200 people, there's some challenges you have throughout the time. And so we can deal with, the marketing piece gets people to ring the phone, but if we lose that confidence throughout, it kind of hinders the whole process. So recognize your marketing piece should speak to peace of mind and your ability to have confidence that you can do the job. Now, look, it's just a matter of attracting your client. That's what we're talking about. Present this in a fashion that they can understand it. Does that make sense? Are we tracking? Everybody thumbs up if we're good, if everybody gets where we're at. So that is number 4. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, cool. So let's talk about number 5. So number 5, what we have is no judgments. And so number 5 is, look, customers don't want to be judged. And a lot of people have a sense of vulnerability when you're in the home, right? A lot of people, their home is their home. I mean, I've been an in-home salesperson selling HVAC, and I've been in homes where, and we've all been in, everybody that's on this call that's ever been in a home has experienced at one time or the other going into a home that maybe someone who's in that home is a hoarder. And now this is an extreme case of vulnerability, right? That's a real emotional, somewhat psychological issue. And so they just want to recognize that there's no judgments, right? People may have messy homes because they have 4 or 5 kids and they're busy during the day. So they don't want to be judged, right? Some people may, feel like, oh my God, based on the TV they got hanging on the wall, or based on the type of furniture they have, there's a judgment that may happen or occur. And some people think about that when they're making critical decisions. And so for us, when we compile a marketing, right, we should speak to there being no judgments. We could speak to, we have done work for all kinds, right, from everybody, from every part of this world, or every part of our area that we work in. We have a policy that we honor our clients. Our clients come first. We protect our clients and have you speak to it in whether or not it's your core purpose or whether or not it's your brand promise to the market. That should speak to your ability to have no judgments in the home. And then recognize that making sure that just your marketing piece isn't there, that we follow it up with really, really good training and make sure our people understand that. Super important that we speak to that in our marketing pieces, and then we can follow through with those kind of things. So let's review the 5 pieces, or the 5 components that people that you should put into every marketing piece to win more business. We'll roll through them real quick. Obviously, number 1, value. I don't have to harp on that too much. We all understand if people have a perceived value, they will look to you more than they won't. Number 2 is simplicity. I think this is the one that gets missed more often than not. Recognizing that if we're talking to our clients about the way in which we can simplify things. This is something that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. I think that that is super important. And so we can talk about the return on time that we can allow the customer, because that's the most important thing. So let's talk about simplicity, how we can serve the client, how our expertise can allow this to be something that is the least invasive into their day. And so speak to that. Number 3, speed. Speed is super, it's a super toxic word at times, but if we can represent that in our marketing in a way that we speak to the customer about being quick and efficient and not cutting corners and being really, really respectful of the home in terms of, we don't want to hold you back from your livelihood. We get in, we do an amazing job, we perform a service, we're really super experienced at it. That's why we don't have to go. And then we can speak to, maybe when we talk about speed, we go, well, we have 200 trucks. All of our experts come with a truck that is fully stocked. And then for us at Gold Medal, we had multi-trained technicians or experts who could do multiple jobs. So if you had an HVAC issue and a plumbing issue and maybe some electric issue as well, we could speak to speed because we offered that in a bundle. And so have your marketing speak to that. Just simply telling a client that you're coming to the home with a fully stocked truck with the ability to perform the job while I'm there. That speaks to the time in which you can get in and get out and get done and get the customer back to their life. And so speak to that in your marketing piece. Whether or not you have those pieces in place now, think about how to present that and serve your client at a higher level, but always speak to it in a marketing piece from that aspect. So 4, confidence. Peace of mind is everything, man. Peace of mind is what people are looking for. If I come to your home, what's up, Paul Crowley? Thanks for joining. So Paul Crowley's an electrician in Massachusetts. He is an amazing electrician. He does installs for a lot of homes up in the Massachusetts area for electric cars and stuff. And so he's an expert at that. His confidence in performing that job is second to none. There's nobody on this call that's better than him at doing that. And I'd venture to guess there's probably not too many people in North America that are better at him than doing that application. His confidence in doing that work is second to none, and we should speak to that in our marketing. And so we should represent our peace of mind we can provide through our expertise and our ability to get the job done. How many of those have we done? How often have we done it? Where did I gain my expertise? If I'm doing it for a particular vendor, right? Maybe, and you figure that out. If we're doing it for a particular vendor, we want to use them to accredit us or give us credibility in the respect of doing the job. And so never forget confidence, peace of mind, roll it out there, right? And so super important to inject that into your marketing. So now number 5, no judgments. A little bit deeper, a little bit harder thing to think about. It's really kind of a little bit more difficult to just how do I express that in a marketing piece. But think about it. If I had a core value and a brand promise or, a core purpose that our company works under, put that on things, get it out to the client, whether or not it's in an email blast, whether or not it's on a direct marketing piece, or whether or not it's in our website and in our social media designs. Make sure people understand that we work under these principles. We do not, me as an owner of this company, I do not compromise on my core values, my core purpose, and my brand promise to the market. This is what it is. There are no judgments here at this company, and we are here to serve you and serve you at the highest level. And so if we can speak to that in our marketing, how important could that be for a customer? So let's take these 5 pieces and just summarize what we've talked about. And so we know what they are, and we understand that people make simple, quick decisions in purchasing. Now, look, there may be some intricacies you guys have to follow through with. There may be some things you guys have to think about from, look, the customer has a want and a need. The customer's got to pick somebody. It's stage 2 that's important. Because now we're running out direct marketing pieces. We want to attract somebody. Now we're redesigning our website. We want to attract somebody. Now we're getting a social media campaign together and we want to attract people. Maybe it's clover leafing. Maybe it's door hangers. Maybe it's whatever aspect it is. Maybe it's acquiring talent and it's a hiring marketing piece. Either way, there's these five components. If you can put them there, if you can inject all five of these into your marketing pieces somewhere and make it so people can understand them simply, you will be more successful than not. Look, when a customer decides who to hire, they pretty typically will review marketing pieces. And so, look, I'm a Costco buyer. That's not a mystery to a lot of people on this call. I live in Freehold, New Jersey. I get a bunch of direct mail pieces from Arctic Air to CNC to Gold Medal to, I mean, I could go through. I save every one of them. I guess so. My dining room table has about 30 direct marketing pieces on it from Corbin Electric. I mean, I go through the whole list of all the people, right? And so when I look at them, I miss a lot of it on some of these guys. Like there may be a touch of one or a touch of two, but if we could put all five of these components on one direct marketing piece, it really allows the customer to go, it's an all-in-one consideration. It could be a subliminal thing that when they scan through a direct marketing piece, they're looking quickly for things, whether or not it's credibility statements, whether or not it's testimonials, whether or not it's core values and principles, whether or not it's I can get out here today and I'm doing same day service, whether or not is I deal with, whether I'm high value or budget value driven client, or whether it's just basically the simplicity in which you will do business with me. If we can spin that on a direct marketing piece, all five of it, so when I scan through it as a customer, I want to be attracted to you. And then it goes into the next steps of what a service business should do and provide to the clients. So here's what I want to wrap up with before I get out of here. And I really appreciate everybody spending some time with us today. Hope that if this makes sense to you and your marketing manager or someone who puts together some of your marketing pieces, I think, get this video to them, let them look at it, let them understand it. Obviously, if there's a strategy call that needs some deeper stuff and you'd love to know a little bit more about CEO Warrior, I would absolutely entertain a conversation. But use these five things. And everybody, if you have an opportunity to write them down, write them down. Value, simplicity, speed, confidence, and no judgments. Write it down. So the next time you go to a marketing meeting to build a direct marketing piece, next time you go to adjust your social media, next time you go to look at your website, use these five components and make sure that you have a checklist. Did I look at this? Did I look at this? And run through all five of them. If we can inject all five of these in marketing pieces, we will score more work than our competitor. The client will be attracted to us more than not. And so I hope that's super helpful for everybody today. We are going to be doing a lot more of these lives. We really enjoy throwing this information out to the market. As I said before, excuse me, we kind of scratched the surface with a lot of this stuff. Last week I talked about 5 ways to handle multiple bids. Today we're talking about 5 characteristics of when a customer makes a decision to either go with you or the competitor. We will go into more and more stuff, whether it be operational or sales, or maybe it's just simple background stuff of a service business. And we hope to provide you tons of information. If you have yet to jump into our world from an SBE perspective or have a conversation with Caroline about a strategy call with one of the advisors, do so. Reach out, contact at ceowarrior.com. We would love to have a conversation with you. I appreciate every single person for being on the call. From all the warriors that are on here today and all the future warriors that I see when I look at these names, I really super appreciate it. I hope I've provided some value for you today. And have a great rest of the week and get October off and running. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Have a great day.